One nation under God. That's what we're taught to say. But who's God? The God of the conqueror or the conquered? The God of the pulpit or the people buried beneath it? The God of power or the people who suffered beneath it? Under God, recited without a choice, passed from generation to generation in a practiced voice, wrapped in flags and certainty, draped in sacred light, while history filled its shadows far beyond our sight. Ask the women branded witches dragged before the crowd. Ask the voices silenced because they questioned out loud. Ask the children taught that fear was virtue in disguise, and the countless broken hearts hidden behind pious eyes. Every empire claims heaven stands at its side. Every throne finds a reason to justify who's God. Which voice gets heard? The fabled voice beyond the clouds, or the one that's always lived within? One nation under God, while countless lives disappear beneath the words. The powerful called it righteousness, the wounded called it pain. When entire peoples vanished, history called it genocide. One nation under God, and the victims still remain. Whose languages were stripped away, as missionaries followed where the soldiers made way. Ask the cultures renamed beneath the holy command, while strangers drew borders across ancestral lands. Ask the thinkers condemned for daring to question. Ask the seekers punished for following evidence. Ask the outcast rejected by blood and by home for loving too differently and standing alone. The centuries change, but the pattern survives. Fear and certainty wearing new disguises. God, which voice gets heard? The fabled voice beyond the clouds, or the one that's always lived within? One nation under God, while countless lives disappear beneath the words. The powerful called it righteousness, the wounded called it pain. When entire peoples vanished, history called it genocide. One nation under God, and the victims still remain. I inherited beliefs I never chose for my own. Built my life on foundations somebody else had laid in stone. Then the questions started rising like a fire underground, and every truth I uncovered shook the whole thing down. I learned how to stay silent, learned how not to offend, learned some doors stay open only if you just pretend. Saw families torn apart, saw fear passed down for years, saw people choose a doctrine over the ones they claimed were dear. And I keep hearing, don't ask, don't doubt, just believe. But history is crowded with voices underneath, the ones nobody listened to, the ones nobody named, the ones who paid the highest price while somebody else got praise. Not every believer carried the whip, not every prayer became a chain, but institutions built on unquestioned power have left generations marked by pain. When authority wears a sacred mask, questions become a threat, and every age inherits wounds it has not reckoned with yet. Who's God? The God invoked before a war. Who's God? The God used to justify taking another's land. Who's God? The God placed above the voices of sacred voice. Which voice gets heard? The fabled voice beyond the clouds, or the one that's always lived within? Whose truth? The one we inherited, or the one we had to find? One nation under God, still written into the pledge, yet millions stand outside the story, balanced on its edge. The powerful called it righteousness, the wounded called it pain. When entire peoples vanished, history called it genocide. One nation under God, whose God, whose truth, whose victims, the graves remain, the stories remain, the questions remain.